next pair of glasses gets anti-glare coating. It's just... It's the man with the monitors for eyes.
It's Gendo. No.
If we look carefully, we can see Jason's reflection in them.
Hey everybody, and welcome to From My Mother's Basement, the show that celebrates being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
Michael, I'm glad to see you are alive and survived the holiday weekend.
I got off light, actually. I had to work, so it was just me and Nikki by ourselves. It is the first totally drama-free Thanksgiving I have had in over 30 years.
Nice.
It was nice.
Very nice, very nice. Did you make it out into the chaos that's Black Friday or no?
No.
Good man.
I stayed home and played SWTOR all day.
Yeah, I pretty much stayed at home, watched TV, played video games pretty much all day long. And watching my favorite website at this time of the year. It's kind of morbid. It's BlackFridayDeathCount.com.
I was unaware of this site. Tell more.
They have they do reports every single year since 2006
who gets killed,
on events. People get hurt, and killed and whatnot. So for this year, so far, there was a brawl at a Kohl's in Tustin that ended with 3 arrests. Nice. A Thanksgiving shopper was hit by a car in Wyoming at a Walmart.
Nice.
So there you go. This is the first year that a Black Friday style event was actually held in retailers in the UK. And a woman...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really?
So, like, a lot of those stores over there started doing Black Friday deals. You open up at midnight and doing insane deals and whatnot. And so, of course, all the news news organizations were out there. And one woman got in a scuffle with a couple people. Had a TV, like a very large LED TV, fall on her, which caused her to have a head injury and a broken wrist. And unfortunately, we do have one death this year.
Was it the Ferguson murder special?
Technically 2. It was a murder-suicide at a Nordstrom in Chicago. Over who knows what, cardigans or something.
Wow.
Yeah. So since 2006, there have been 96 injuries and 9 deaths on Black Friday. Nice. Yay, consumerism.
And none of them were part of the Ferguson Black Friday specials?
No, Ferguson already got all the Black Friday stuff done weeks ago.
That's true. They already did their looting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are just some reasons I'm just like, really? Really? Okay.
What's sad is I never have money for the Black Friday stuff, and they're seldom offering anything I really want because, back in my day, back before Black Friday became as huge as it is now, you used to be able to line up at 4 a.m., go in, get your computer, go home. Now you can't do that because they're advertising that shit in advance.
Please,
you didn't know what it was till you got there.
Black Friday's not even a singular day event anymore. Now
it's like the week.
Yeah, exactly. They start like
Tuesday. We're doing it for the month.
A lot of places will close Thanksgiving Day at 10 a.m. and then we'll open up again at 6 p.m. And I'm like, why?
Let these people go home and eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. Although Small Business Saturday was pretty cool. I can get behind that.
Yes, that I've heard a lot of good stuff about.
Since I know a lot of small business owners, I think that's a good thing.
Exactly.
And then Cyber Mondays is good this week.
Yes. Now, how much money are you going to plan on spending on Monday?
How much money do I have? Remember, you know what I pay in rent.
Yeah.
You know roughly what I pull down.
Yeah.
Where does 95% of my first of the month check go to?
SWTOR.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I know, right.
It goes to SWTOR. That's right. I'm a gay robot. Thank you, Caboose.
Oh, man. It's going to be one of those episodes.
Snarky McSnarkerton. Well, after some of the crap I've read this week, I mean, there's been some cool stuff, but there's been some what the hell stuff too. So.
Very true. Very, very true.
Let's move forward into that, shall we?
Yes. Let's jump into what first kicked off the week, which was the Jurassic World trailer. Now, you guys remember
the one that had a trailer for the trailer?
Yeah, the one we bitched about last week, and apparently, I don't know, prevented from being released or leaked or whatnot. Um, Universal decided to release the trailer a couple days earlier than officially announced, to get a jump on everyone. And yeah, so it's a thing, and let's watch it.
So how much you want to bet it's a hybrid T-Rex raptor?
Something.
So it's a raptor the size of a T-Rex.
So of course, many people, like when I first watched it, I had my family here when we watched it, and we created a new dinosaur. Everyone around me went, "Why?"
What gave you what? In what world did you think that was a good idea?
They were too busy
Did you not learn from Site A and Site B?
They were too busy preoccupied to see whether or not they could. They didn't think about whether or not they should.
Yeah, thank you. What was his name? Dr. Malcolm?
Ian Malcolm, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Malcolm. It's
Now,
yeah. No, although I like the fact that Chris Pratt's in it. He had the best line in the whole damn thing.
he did. I will say this though. The rumors and speculation on or surrounding this new hybrid dinosaur have been rampant all over the internet. Do you have any thoughts on it so far?
Well, there's got to be some T-Rex in it because half of that sound effect was the T-Rex sound.
Yes.
So it has to be at least it has to be a hybrid of T-Rex and something. Beyond that, I'm not sure.
Okay. I kind of thought about this one a little bit more in depth, and after writing this out and then watching it again, it kind of makes a little more sense to me. So, as we talked about last week, there's a couple websites that were created as part of the ARG, the alternate augmented reality game. Yes. That being the Maserati Corporation, which bought InGen entirely, completely took it over. And you look at this, this company. They bought everything. They actually went forward and created the park. Has some sort of government backing. If you start reading through all the little notes and everything in the websites, and when they started talking about genetically modified or hybrid dinosaurs, I was like, what's the reason out there? Well, if you're at a zoo, there's no need to create deadlier versions of creatures at the zoo, unless it wasn't for the zoo itself. What would you think that the Maserati Corporation was trying to make genetically engineered dinosaur bioweapons?
I was wondering if you were going to go there with that.
When it says that it does,
I just can't help but think of the T-Rex and Meet the Robinsons going, Master! Master!
It has to be something like that.
That's what instantly comes, or T-Rexes with this giant, cybernetic head thing on it.
Which is funny you mentioned that, because literally just the other day, Jess and I watched and we'd laughed our way through Transformers 4 for the first time.
I haven't seen that yet. I want to see it. Just for
okay,
freaking Dinobots.
Do you mind if I say something?
Spoil your heart out. I don't care.
So essentially, this company finds a way to create their own Transformers by basically melting down old Autobots and Decepticons. Well, the problem is they base this all off the essentially the carcass of Megatron, which through his genetic metal DNA and whatnot takes over the new Transformer. Like, they created a better Transformer, but it's basically just Megatron. I'm kind of seeing the same thing with possibly could happen in Jurassic World with this new hybrid dinosaur.
So what? It's going to be a super Gallimimus? What?
Who hell knows? I just look at it this way: like, if you're spending all this money and you have government backing on a park and you're creating dinosaurs that aren't really for the park, what are they for?
Oh yeah, no, totally. Safari.
And given the fact that Chris Pratt's character is taming velociraptors, which I have to admit was
that kind of impressed me.
That one scene was just like, okay, I have to go see this movie.
Well, actually, between Chris Pratt and just because I like Chris Pratt, and before I actually kind of liked him before Guardians, but after Guardians, definitely. what actually gave me a little bit of hope for it was seeing Legendary's logo.
Yes.
That actually gave me a bit of hope for it. So yeah, no, am I going to see it? Yeah. Do I have high hopes for it? No. I expect it to be a popcorn eating good time.
Yes. You created
it's going to be 2 vials of testosterone up. But yeah, no, it's what I'm wondering is, are they going to bring in any of the old actors?
Well, it'd be interesting if they do. I don't know if they will.
Are the cast list in IMDb yet?
I haven't checked IMDb yet.
You talk and I'll do
that. Yeah. I don't know. They've announced in the websites they have shown a couple people that started making their way back, but it seems to be majority of brand new cast and crew. And let's face it, being able to see Jurassic Park in a full up and running version, I'm willing to pay money to see that, as well as its eventual and what's going to happen downfall.
It's not a Jurassic movie if crap doesn't go south.
Exactly. So if this is like a hybrid T-Rex Velociraptor thing, it's probably going to jump like 40 feet, and Chris Pratt will try to woo it with, who knows, smooth jazz. I have no freaking idea.
His pelvic sorcery.
His pelvic sorcery. Oh no, he'll just turn on a tape. He'll put a boombox above his head and go ooga chaka, ooga
ooga ooga ooga. I can't fight this lizard coming to eat me.
Yeah, it should be a fun popcorn flick regardless.
Oh yeah, totally.
But unfortunately, well, we only have to wait till June 12th for Jurassic World. The other movie that's...
Okay, I'm not seeing any of the original cast in here.
Okay. But I don't want to wait an entire year for Star Wars. But...
You're not... Oh, yeah, they moved its release date, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. May December the 12th be with you. Just doesn't have the right flow.
No, it really doesn't. I know, business standpoint, they want to... go where the most money is at. But then again, it is a Star Wars movie. You could put it on...
You could put it on April Fool's Day and it's going to make bank.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I mean, it's a Star Wars freaking movie. Especially, this is the first one out the gate since Disney bought the whole thing, outright. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot riding on this.
Yeah, they do. And they got us all very nicely with the trailer they released this week.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming we're going to show it, and then we'll dissect it afterwards, because that's probably going to take up the rest of the freaking show there.
Most likely, yes.
But there's okay, yeah, you do that. While you're doing that, I'm going to send you something in, because it's something I forgot to add to the list.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. I really am. It's not a J.J. Abrams movie without dizzying motion at some point.
Some lens flares, although I will say...
No, I'm not talking about the lens flares. I'm talking about the maneuver the Falcon pulled.
Come on, that was cool, though.
Oh, no, it was badass. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying it's not an Abrams movie if he's not making you sick somewhere. Or trying to,
But here's the thing, though. Before we start breaking this thing down, I do have to say there was an abnormally large amount of fake trailers that were making its way online around the same time as this trailer, and some of them have reached millions of views. What I do have to say, though, is that a couple of the trailers that came out after the official trailer were hilarious and impressive in their own right. If you were sticking around for pre-show, you saw the Lego version, which was done within 24 hours of the actual trailer's release. But here's the thing, though. This one's all done by Disney, J.J. Abrams, and whatnot. George Lucas has very little to do with this movie. But is that really going to stop him from putting his own mark on everything?
Oh, God, I heard about this. I haven't seen it, but I heard about it.
So what's stopping George Lucas from creating, his own version of the trailer? This is just a joke.
Special edition.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Enjoy the pain.
It's Darth Spikey. There's one of the artists I follow on DevArt, guy by the name of Jolly Jack, who he did a comic not unlike the one scene with the lightsaber with 15 bajillion points on it, and he talks about one of the things that pisses him off, and I kind of can see it, is every Star Wars movie they have to make them they have to make them bigger and badder and scarier. 99% of the time, that means more spikes. In the prequels, it was the double-ended sword, then or double-ended lightsaber. Then you had the pimp saber. Then you had, all this other stuff. So at the rate this is all going, is like it turns into basically he becomes Darth Spikey. This is nothing but. But that kind of brings me to the one. Although there were a couple of scenes that actually look cooler with the special edition stuff. But I love the fact they snuck Django in there. But there's one thing about the trailer that really irks me. That sword,
which has been
anyone who knows anything about sword combat knows that idea for a Quillin, which is what that crosspiece is called. Don't get me wrong, it looks badass. I won't argue. But it's completely impractical because it's just as likely to cut your own frickin' arm off. Yeah, I want blazingly hot plasma going perpendicular to the angle of my wrist. Thanks, guys.
If we're going to get into that, and we're gonna start breaking this thing down. Hang on a second.
Are you gonna whip out the breakdown list?
Okay, all right, let's try this.
No, that is my only real gripe about it. As someone who used to, sold swords for, for a long time. Yes, I actually did, people. Wow, really? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it looks cool, but actually, now that you see, bring up that still again. That's actually kind of. I mean, the handle's probably cool, but if you look at it, somebody took 2 pieces of PVC, split them, and stuck them to the side of the hilt. That's what that looks like to me. That does not look. That looks ghetto.
No, if we're gonna break this down even further, it's sparking. It's not.
It's not a clean blade.
No, it's not. And given the fact that the crystals that they use for the red sabers are, now we're gonna get into really like nerdy stuff.
Okay, guys, let's talk about this. Let's break down how the swords are built, shall we?
Because they are.
That's the wrong refraction.
Basically created because they're not found in nature in the Star Wars universe. Plus, also this has the feeling of someone who doesn't really have a full grasp, or even has a master for that matter. So, question is though, is this man just has some power with the dark side, or is he actually like a Sith apprentice? Because if he is, he kind of sucks.
Well, who do we not? For all we know, that could be Asajj Ventress's kid. I mean, we don't know.
Now, who I would love for it to be, but there's no way for it to actually be, Darth Revan.
Oh, God.
But that's 5,000 years in the past.
I was going to say, has Revan even made it to the modern storylines?
No.
I mean, technically he's canon.
Technically, yes.
Because it's an official product that's still going. So Revan is canon.
But that's 5,000 years. How are they going to try to...
5,000-year-old canon.
Yeah.
And Revan was already... In the SWTOR universe right now, he's half a century. So, it's...
But there are several other aspects that are impressive in their own right.
Dude, those X-Wings over the water. Oh my God.
Just that scene alone, that just looked impressive.
Yeah, that alone made the video for me. I mean, there was a lot of other stuff that was cool, but just that shot right there.
Well, I'll say this.
Oh, I see what okay, those aren't original gen X-Wings.
No, they're not.
Okay, well, that makes me feel a little better. But still, they're badass.
They are badass. And I will say this, though. Say what we will about J.J. Abrams and some of his ideas that have supposedly leaked online for his ideas for the Star Wars universe and how Disney's handling, canon from now on. You have to applaud J.J. for honoring the sounds, visuals, and tone of the original trilogy with this trailer.
Exactly, and he also he kept the aesthetic.
He did.
One of the big differences between Star Wars and Star Trek is, aside from some major technology, and we can go all day long.
I don't think I had enough booze to go through that really, conversation right now.
But one of the biggest key differences between the Star Wars universe and the Trek universe, in Trek, everything is new.
Yes.
In Star Wars, everything's old,
Mhm.
used, beat up. You know, even the only real new things were like the TIE fighters. That's just because they kept getting blown up.
Mhm.
But you know, I mean, but that was one of the things. I mean, if you even you're looking at those X-wings, yeah, they're obviously a more recent gen than the originals,
But they're still
but they're
shown signs
still
of being
showing some
used.
wear.
I mean, hell, even inside the cockpit itself, you can see signs of wear, even in the helmet.
Oh yeah,
Now, it's
I mean,
it's a different design from what we've seen before in the past, but it still
it's a
looks
logical
used.
progression, though.
It is. It really is. But God, there's so many cool things about this whole
No,
setup.
yeah, no, I can't
Although
wait for
I have to
this.
say, it sounds like almost like a toy grab.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be a toy grab because okay, how's the
Sponsored
head
by Adidas
attached?
or so whoever makes soccer balls.
How's the head attached? I didn't see a seam for it to roll, so it's some sort of a magnetic adhesion system. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's
We're gonna go through
what
this.
the f is that? Although if you look in the background to the left there,
Mm-hmm.
that looks like a torn apart X-wing or a modified version thereof.
It is like a modified. When I saw the engines on the right, I initially thought, "Oh, is this a graveyard for parts for
Ships?
pod racing?"
No, I doubt that. The engine's too big for a pod racer.
Well, you know, it's been
That's true.
it's
That's
been
true.
what 50 years
Well,
since.
and if you've played Galaxies or SWTOR on Tatooine, ships crash there all the freaking time. It's a graveyard.
True.
You know, Tatooine and Hoth both have ship graveyards on them.
And of course, this ship looks like a giant
What
popsicle
the-
fudge.
Yeah, what's with the flying fudge sickle?
Who knows?
I mean, really, your technology's advanced so much that you're flying a fudge sickle.
Yeah. But then again, Tatooine has always been a backwards planet, so.
Yeah, but even the backwards planet had the speeder bike.
Yeah, good point.
And I don't mean the one that you saw on Endor. I mean the one that the one that looks like a Kawasaki trike without wheels.
Mm-hmm. Now, what I'm trying to think of is that first scene, John Boyega's character shows up in a more, I guess, modern take on the Stormtrooper outfit. Is he a Stormtrooper himself? That's a lot of questions right there.
Well, I was gonna say, because are they no longer clones?
They're no longer Django.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean I get that you can get replicative failure and genetic mutations, but that's a bit extreme.
Now, a lot of people are thinking that this character is going to encounter Daisy Ridley's character, the girl that was on the flying fudgesicle, who helps heal and protect him, thereby starting his transition to the good side, to the light side.
Okay.
So I mean,
So you think he's the main character?
he's one of the main characters. I think him and Daisy Ridley are going to have the most screen time. You'll probably, at that point, though, because the question is, though, we know the cast.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what character is going to do what, because is Ridley's character who we think she is? You know, is she the daughter of Han Solo? And
Oh my god. And they were smart on IMDb too.
did they pull everything away?
No, they show the actors,
Uh
but the only character names
Mhm.
are the standards.
huh.
Leia,
Smart.
Han, Luke, Chewbacca, R2D2, C3PO, Corcella, which they had stated, and generic soldier. All the other characters, no names.
That's
Just
very
the actor.
smart. Very, very smart.
That's impressive. It's like, damn.
Excuse me.
So we won't know if it's the Solo kids or not.
No, we won't.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't, though. Honestly, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe not the twins, but
Something.
yeah.
I do have to say, though, the new Stormtrooper helmets, they were leaked a while ago, but they still look badass.
They are pretty cool.
They look very... well, the old ones, they were Stormtroopers. We've known them for decades. These ones look very menacing.
Well, they're also logical progressions.
Mm-hmm.
It was a semi-logical progression to go from the clone trooper to the stormtrooper
Right.
over an about 20-year time span. And then going from 30-year span, I could see this being a logical evolution.
Okay. Oh, we'll have to see where. I mean, we have to wait till next December for any of this, and I'm sure between now and then we're going to see a number of trailers and behind the scenes, and
Oh, and crap's going to leak left, right, and sideways.
of course it is.
We're going to find out that the tumbler on the underside of the Millennium Falcon is actually a probe that detaches and flies off.
They're going to go to a spaceport in the far back. You're going to see like the Galileo shuttlecraft.
Yeah.
You'll see something like that in
You'll
there.
see Babylon 5 orbiting around Tatooine. You know, it's
and of course, between now and then, you're also going to get a bunch of people who are hazing
the dark side
it.
will team up with the shadows.
Oh God. But I mean, there's already people hazing this thing. I mean, even from the moment that Disney made the announcement that they purchased everything Lucas, a lot of people were like, Disney's going to destroy it. And even with this trailer out there, which, as we talked about, we broken it down a bit, but we still think it's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And yeah, Disney's going to throw their changes and their spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to keep in mind that the current executive guard at Disney is the generation that grew up with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, you're going to get a little bit of a Disney spin on it, and you may see, you know, I'm going to be watching the movie for Hidden Mickeys. I won't lie.
Oh yeah.
But given that a lot of the executives at Disney are around my age,
Mm-hmm.
and I was 10 when Star Wars came out. So that was a big influence on me. I guarantee you that a lot of the decision makers at the Mouse are Star Wars fans.
They have to be. I mean,
to some extent. And especially with, you know, the fact that they had, you know, the Star Tours ride, what they've done with it,
mm-hmm.
all that stuff.
Though I do have to say that we talked about the cast and crew. We talked about the effects in the trailer. We've talked about our ideas of how possibly the story might go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my ultimate question: where the hell is Lando Calrissian?
Is he even in the?
The thing is, here's the thing though. I think I can hope that he will show up in some format in this movie, and my reason being for that is because if you look back at the trailers and all the promo stuff for Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, Lando's character was never really shown in any of the trailers, and yet he had a pretty significant role, especially in the sixth movie.
Right, but at the rate they're announcing original cast members, the fact that Billy D. Williams wasn't named, and given Billy D's age, and he's not exactly in the best shape mentally.
Okay. Well, yeah, this is true.
Now, that being said, they may surprise us. I mean, for all we know, John Boyega's character maybe he was secretly undercover and he's Lando's kid for all we know.
That would be hilarious.
That would be actually kind of awesome. The whole undercover idea
mm-hmm.
actually kind of clicked in my brain because, let's be honest, you never saw a Black Imperial.
No.
And if the troopers are supposed to be mostly clones, why is there a black man wearing trooper armor looking like, holy shit, I got to get out of here without his helmet? Good
point. I don't know. There's all these sorts of ideas and questions that we can possibly think up for the rest of the year.
We're going to be speculating, and our little nerd brains are going to be chewing over this, and every little piece of crumb that Abrams drops,
mm-hmm.
we'll be all over it.
Oh well, we'll see what happens in the future on this one.
Oh, yeah.
I know we could have spent easily an entire hour
just
just on this.
Fix the freaking sword. Jesus Christ, fix that sword.
Don't worry, they'll before the movie comes out, there'll be a special edition that comes up and fixes that trailer.
You know, they obviously have to match move to make the blade in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
If they're match moving to make the blade, fix the Quillin. Put a secondary guard below it, or like a curved thing, something so the dude doesn't go, oh crap, my bicep just got shredded. I mean,
well, you never know. Maybe this is going to fast forward the timeline of every force-enabled person has to lose an arm sometime.
So what? They're part of the Shattered Hand Orc clan now?
Exactly.
Star Wars meets Draenor? What?
They all have their hands holding their lightsabers on the wall.
Weapons?
Yes.
God. Now you are reaching.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a good time to move on then.
Yes, let's do that.
Yes, let's go from sci-fi to really cool spy stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Kingsman.
Isn't that supposed to be out?
No, not yet.
Ah.
It doesn't come out till 2015. But the international trailer was recently released, like I think 2 days ago. And I have to say, the trailers we've seen before have been entertaining as hell and have already sealed the deal in terms of me going to see this movie. I'm sure it's the same for you as well.
Oh, yeah, totally.
This one gives me a little more backstory and everything, and it does what a trailer should do. Gives me enough information to make me excited for a movie. So, if you guys haven't seen this yet, enjoy.
Mark Hamill's in it. Interesting. I did not know that. I love the fact they gave Samuel L. Jackson a lisp.
Oh, yeah, it works. And he plays that up so much.
Oh, I bet he does. Well, it's funny. This is not the first movie I've seen him in where he's played an over-the-top bad guy. Did you see The Spirit?
Yes, I did.
He's the source of the line, "Toilets are funny, yo."
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun. I mean, yes, we have to wait a little longer than everybody in the UK. They're going to get on in late January. We get it early February. So, but it should be fun, and who knows? Maybe if it takes off and it makes enough money, there may be a sequel.
That would be good because I think there's more than one graphic novel on it. So.
That's very true, and I was wondering if you were going to catch the Mark Hamill cameo in there.
Oh, come on! Who are you talking to, my
yeah,
man?
I know. Looks so much fun though. Oh well, why is my phone Siri? Shut up. That's the problem with the new Siri phones with the with like I think it was 8.1 when it came out. They have a thing on it now where it listens all the time. If you say, "Hey Siri," it'll automatically pick up. No, shut up, Siri. No. God. See what I mean?
Careful, she's gonna go all Glenn Close, Fatal Attraction on you.
No, I didn't mean it like that. God, no, God.
How are your bunnies, Jason? You think you can just use me and put me aside?
Oh, this is gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad.
Yes,
real
it
quick.
is. Let's skip 28 and go to 30, shall we? To wrap.
Let's talk about. We finally have some more information. Very little on a reboot of a. I guess I would call it a classic.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's
totally a classic. I love this show.
Yes, we're talking about Reboot.
We're talking about a reboot of Reboot.
Yes, we finally have a title for this TV series that's in production right now. It is going to be called Reboot: The Guardian Code. I do have to say, it's to age us even more so than we already have in the past episodes. This series was released all the way back in 1994, so it's been 20 years since the first Reboot episode.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, even back then, Reboot had some amazing.
Well, for what it was, I mean, it was one of the first full CG series.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it in 3D Studio before it became 3D Studio Max.
Right.
Although I think 3D Studio is called something else now. It wasn't 3D Studio Max. Either way. And it was one of the classic full CG series. And it was a lot of fun, and it didn't take itself seriously.
No, not at all.
And it was done by a Canadian company called, God, I forget the name of the company.
Rainmaker Entertainment. Well,
no.
Specifically their Mainframe division.
Thank you, Mainframe. Mainframe are the ones who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mainframe also since went on to do other CG shows, including Max Steel.
Right.
A couple Transformers Beast Wars was them.
Mm-hmm.
And they've since kind of like gone quiet.
Yeah. A few years ago, they did make the announcement that they were actually working on a movie trilogy. They even released like a teaser trailer, just overlooked the city and also an incoming game, and that's all you saw. But now we're actually getting information that, okay, now we're getting the full TV series. No Canadian broadcaster has already confirmed to pick it up, but then
It'll
again,
probably be YTV though.
most likely. And then from there, it'll hopefully make its way over here stateside.
I hope so, and I hope Cartoon Network picks it up, because Cartoon Network ran the full series as part of Toonami.
Hell, YTV is actually still showing Reboot. To
Yeah,
this day.
well, unfortunately though, you can buy the season 3s,
Mhm.
and if you look, you can get the season what they're calling season 4.
Mhm.
No, I'm sorry, that was season 3. My apologies. Season 1 was that. Season 2 was Matrix and Andrea and the Web. Season 3 was My Two Bobs, and then something after that. Action Man, thank you. That's the one Sega fan. Not, I think they worked on Max Steel too, but they did Action Man. But that series, the first 2 seasons were kind of lighthearted and didn't take themselves too seriously. Then season 3, it really got kind of dark. But that was good. It was a nice evolution.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll do that again with this one.
Well,
the best news about it is they're bringing back the original cast.
Yes.
Not cast, but characters.
Yes, exactly.
So does that mean Hex is going to go crazy again?
Most likely,
don't get me wrong.
yes.
I liked Hex when they made her not crazy, but Crazy Hex was awesome.
Of course. I do have to say though that I'm hoping that at least we'll get a few episodes out of this, and that'll be enough to get more revenue going for Rainmaker Entertainment, because they're losing more than $1 million a year right now. They have several projects in the queue, this being one of them, but if they're not able to pull in any funds relatively soon, this
I hope they don't go the way of
movies,
Imaji.
yeah, exactly.
Because Imaji had Gotchaman
Yes.
in production.
We've shown the trailer on the show before, and it looked amazing.
Yeah, by the way, at C4, I got a reason as to why that's not going anywhere.
Oh?
Yeah.
Can't talk about it on the air?
We'll talk about it off air.
Gotcha. Blah, blah.
Suffice it to say that American licensors of Tatsunoko titles, which include Speed Racer, certain American license holders abuse the privilege.
Gotcha.
So Tatsunoko said, yeah, you know what? We're pulling everything.
Yeah.
Nobody's releasing nothing.
Yeah.
And Gotchaman 3D got killed. The new Speed Racer series got killed.
Oh, well.
And the new Speed Racer, I talked to one of the writers at C4.
Oh, you did?
He told me some of the storylines. Oh my God.
Would have been good?
It was good.
Aww.
It was real good. You could tell these guys are genuine fans of the original.
Oh, that's good. Well, hopefully in the future, maybe something will be worked out. So.
Yeah.
All right.
They're still trying. He said that he's constantly trying. So
well,
he reaches out to them like 2 or 3 times a year going, hey, let me know when you're ready to talk. So sooner or later, he'll just wear them down.
I like this idea. This will work well. All right, Michael. As we wrap up things, as always, Michael, what have you been watching?
I am actually caught up on a couple series.
Good. Which
I'm
ones?
current on Constantine.
Okay. Awesome series, as always.
They better go past 13 episodes. That's all I gotta say.
No, they better go past 10 episodes.
No, they've contracted 13.
NBC came out last week and
they changed it.
NBC cut it to 10 episodes.
What
now
they're
still
almost at 10.
I know they are still at the point where they can possibly be picked up for a second season. But as far as season 1 is confirmed or is considered, NBC has confirmed only 10 episodes.
But the share of view goes up each week.
It has been going up each week, and there's this whole movement online right now, the hashtag Save Constantine, because it's an amazing series.
It is, and it's not like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Grimm's good, but
it's not Constantine.
It's apples and oranges. Grimm
Yes.
is tongue in cheek,
Grimm
dark,
mixed in with like supernatural kind of style.
right? Grimm. That's honestly, when I first saw Grimm, that's what I thought. I thought it's supernatural. With werewolves.
Yeah.
You know, but Constantine is a gritty storyline that the Universal don't get rid of this thing.
Exactly. So
you got a gold mine here if you play it right.
Here's hoping that NBC will take a look at all the numbers and basically go, okay, yes, we'll give you a second season. I mean, they have several things going on against them. One, they delayed the launch of the series itself till Halloween, which I can understand, trying to have the whole thematic,
But
aspect
that
to
wasn't
it.
their choice. That was NBC's choice.
Yes, and then because of that, they lost an extra 3 weeks of shows because usually
build
NBC
up,
gives
yeah.
them gives a series about 7 episodes before they either give them the cut or give them a second season. At that point where they usually would do the cut or give them a second season, Constantine only had 4 episodes up on the air.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope they turn around and NBC goes, yeah, we're not going to pull a Fox here. We're actually going to give this a
Oh
good
God,
run.
being human or almost human. That
Yeah.
show needs to come back.
Yeah, it
My
does.
God, that show needs to
Now,
come back.
thankfully, there are like a couple series that have received the axe from several broadcasting companies or networks are continuing on exclusively on either Netflix or on Hulu. So,
Well, and given that, and I think if NBC were to kill it,
Mhm.
and there was enough of a fan call for it, if anyone was going to pick it up, it would probably be Netflix because Netflix. Oh no, it wouldn't be Netflix. Netflix has the Marvel titles, not DC.
right. So it'd probably be Hulu.
Well, they could go to Hulu. Hulu's got some original content.
Hulu or Amazon or
I don't know. I'd like to
would
see it go
prefer
to somebody.
I would prefer
because-
not Amazon, but yeah, I would still love.
Yeah,
to
no, I
see-
prefer not Amazon too. Not because I dislike Amazon, but because I don't have an account. I pay for Netflix and Hulu. I don't know that I want to pay. I don't want to pay for.
for
for
Amazon
that.
Prime.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
Let's see. The other series I got caught up on Agents of Shield. OMFG.
It's so good. It's so good. This
It's
season.
good. It's good. I'm kind of PO'd at what they did with the one actress. I can't remember her name. The last episode where they explained Whitehall and the girl. She was in Dollhouse. The Asian girl.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Dollhouse as a main character.
Okay.
They brought her in for this episode
Mhm.
and then did that. No, she's got nah. It's still the Sky Show a little bit, but still.
It is still the Sky Show, but we're now getting into more
I'm not sure what to make of Ward.
psychopath.
What the hell is up with that?
Psychopath.
Yeah, really, total
That's
psychopath.
That's all I have to say about that.
And then the solution. I think the thing with the lines and the dots.
Mm-hmm.
I think they rushed it. Honestly, it feels like they rushed that storyline.
Kinda, yeah, because
Like,
they were.
you got the feeling that they were going to string it out a little more, but then probably somebody up high said, "Wrap this crap up and get to a real story."
Probably, yeah. I mean, at this point, I guess Agents of the Shield has proved themselves to be a worthwhile addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the sense that they can help push some of the backstory and stuff they can't afford to spend screen time in the movie theaters to explain.
Oh, and they brought what's her name back again in that one episode. The chick who founded Shield,
Agent Carter?
Agent Carter. They brought her back in for a guest cameo.
That was actually quite nice. And it's going to be a nice tie-in to when Agent Carter, the miniseries, starts.
I thought that already aired.
No, it starts January 9th.
Oh, I thought that was the summer.
Because they're
I thought that was a
splitting
summer thing.
season 2 of Agents of Shield into 2 parts. So it's
Oh.
you'll have a mid-season finale with Agents of Shield, then 2 months of Agent Carter, and then back to Agents of Shield.
It was really good to see the dialogue, the good, well written.
Yes, the dialogue
snippy,
is
but
still good.
awesome. Just that dialogue between McLaughlin and the actor who plays Coulson in the data center.
Mm-hmm. Clark Gregg.
That season or that dialogue was fantastic. I'm just like going, wow, okay, this is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. I did see online that you could pick up season 1 of Agents of Shield for like $30 online for Blu-ray. But here's the thing, though, there really wasn't much in season 1 that I would probably want to watch again. There's already plenty in season 2 that I would want to watch, so I'll probably wait till season 2 is done and probably pick up like a 2-season combo set.
Maybe.
So.
Maybe. I'm also moving on to my next series, unless you have one you want to unless you want to comment more on Shield.
Go for it.
Is I finally watched Star Wars Rebels.
Good.
I'm impressed. I see what people are talking about, and I still stand by my argument that they oversimplified the characters
Yes, they did.
as far as the character designs.
Yes, because
That being said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would say the design and textures that they used in Clone Wars far exceed what they used in Rebels. In my
But they
mind.
also kind of tried to move away. One of the things and one of the complaints that some people had about Clone Wars was it looked like claymation. It looked like a hybridized CG claymation type look.
I think that's mainly due to the textures that they used.
The texturing they were used. Everything looked like it was that stippled velvet look.
I think it was awesome, but that's just me.
No, it looked good, but the quality. I mean, the characters are down-resed a bit. They're a lot of things are super simplified, but the quality of the renders, my good, wow. The quality of the CG, the quality of the lighting, and I'm sorry, I got a thing for Twi'leks. I really really love Hera. She's my favorite character.
Good. Aside from the production values,
And what's with the pissed off droid? Do they explain that at some point?
not really, not yet.
Because he just strikes me as an angry little dwarf.
He's like, he was
that
designed
nobody
to...
can understand. Only two people can understand him. And I expect him to be, swigging beer and swearing at people 24/7. But it's all in beeps and boops.
That'd be great. But it kind of ties into the fact that, aside from production design, the dialogue, the writing is actually pretty solid.
Yeah, there were some parts that were kind of lame as far as story-wise goes. Like when they went to try and rescue the one prisoner. I'm not going to go into the details because it'd be spoilers.
Okay.
Because they're not afraid to knock off characters from the old series.
No, they're not.
Which kind of surprised me. But some of that was kind of like, really, you're gonna go that cheesy formula, like, oh, he's trying to get rid of me, blah blah blah, wah freaking wah. Okay, that part kind of pissed me off a little bit, but the dialogue and the Inquisitor is just like, I can't place that voice. There's something about that character that I got to find out who that actor is and what else he's done, because there's something familiar about that style of character, if nothing else.
Right. If anything, they're definitely going to they will hopefully expand not only the Inquisitor's backstory, but how all the Inquisitors come to be. So,
is there more than one?
There will be, eventually. Because the Inquisitors started here in Rebels, and then they started expanding. It's kind of like, I don't know if you want to call them like the SS of the Empire. So.
Yeah. And here's something else that's jumping storylines a bit. Hang on one second. We're 30 years forward.
Right.
The rebellion killed the Empire, or killed the Emperor. In theory, killing the Empire. We're supposed to have a new republic. Why do we have stormtroopers?
Why not?
Because, did the republic get made? Did the stormtroopers get remolded into the commando force? What's going on?
I have no idea.
But back to the show. I'm liking it. It kind of sucks that I have to wait on it to hit online. But I'm really liking it, and I can actually see adding it to my DVD or my Blu-ray collection when it comes out.
Good, very good. There is something coming up. I don't know, a little tangent right now that I know you that you and I need to save up for, as well as all of you watching right now. And that is the upcoming Star Wars Celebration.
The one that's in Anaheim, yeah.
Yeah, the Anaheim Convention Center taking place.
What are they charging for tickets on that?
They start, and let me pull that up real quick. I'm just working on that right now.
Because I was thinking about trying to get tickets.
They're relatively, like a one day is cheapest $60. They go from $60 to $75 for a single day. If you do a 4 day, it's $140.
That's not bad
That's not bad at all.
for a 4-day Star Wars thing.
Yeah. Now, the VIP tickets are understandably sold out already, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah, you can still get a 4-day ticket. You can get a 1-day ticket. They will mail the badges out to you, so no waiting in pre-reg.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Just have to go get your lanyards.
Yeah, true. But, I mean, 4 days of Star Wars, and especially comes out the year of Episode 7. So you have to imagine how much is going to be on site from that movie.
Well, like that, exactly. And originally it was supposed to be, the movie was supposed to be coming out in May.
Exactly.
So, they were supposed to be closer tied than they are. I'm curious as to why they pushed it to December. Maybe to make up for that piece of crap sword. I don't know.
Crap, we rendered the entire thing. We need another year to re-render everything.
Reshoot that shit with the sword. That sword sucks. We know they're going to get pissed, especially that guy on that freaking podcast. We hate that guy. He always notices this shit. God, I hate that guy.
But yeah, it looks to be a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, I've read about the past celebrations that have taken place in like Florida and the LA Convention Center, and the fact this one's at Anaheim, and that's a gorgeous convention center, and especially after the renovation they did a few years back. Yeah, I'm tempted as all hell.
Well, hopefully tickets will still be on sale in January because I'm not getting jack before Christmas.
Yeah,
so...
well, you have 136 days until this 4-day event, so have some time to save up pennies.
136 days?
Yep.
I thought it was in May.
136 days, 10 hours, 58 minutes, and 7 seconds is what their
When
timer
is the
states.
event?
April 16th through 19th.
Why did I think it was in May? Because of May the 4th. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So it's mid-April, huh?
Yep. Tempting. You guys can check out more information on that at StarWarsCelebration.com. This episode not brought to you by Disney.
Even though we talked about... we can't talk about Star Wars without being Disney now. That sucks!
Yeah, that's kind of true. You can't talk about Disney, so you can't talk about Star Wars, you can't talk about Marvel, you can't...
All the cool shit. Unless it's DC.
I swear, sometime in 2015, we're gonna get an announcement of Disney either buying one of two companies, either Hasbro or Nintendo.
No way.
I just have this gut feeling that it could be either or.
No. Disney buying
Nintendo is at an all-time low in terms of stock prices right now.
That's true. But
come on, you
just had to go there, didn't you?
Now, I'm just spitting ideas right now.
It's a Mickey Mouse.
Oh my God. I'd tell you there'd be a hell of a lot more Wii U sold if that happened.
No, yeah, there would. There would. And you'd see Disney Infinity go instant exclusive.
Oh yeah.
You'd never see another Epic Mickey done on any other platform.
Mario Kart with all the Disney characters. There'll be
That
the
would
Tron
actually be
light
fun.
cycle in there.
That would be fun. Okay, here's a mushroom. Woo.
Oh, Jesus. All right, let's not
Just don't eat it first.
Let's quit this episode before we really start diving into something scary.
What have you been watching? You haven't answered.
For me, it's been some anime here and there. Again, Constantine, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so we're pretty much watching the same things right now.
I'm behind on The Flash. I need to get
There's
caught up.
some anime still catching me every single week. Things like Sword Art Online. I'm enjoying the Mother's Rosary arc. That's actually pretty cool.
I really need to get caught up on that show.
A lot of people are simultaneously pleased and pissed off about what's recently happening in actually the Sailor Moon series. And yeah, guys watching Sailor Moon, shut up. Don't care, because it follows the manga, kind of like what Hellsing Ultimate did, where it followed the manga almost exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
And the manga for Sailor Moon gets dark.
Oh, yeah, it does.
And thankfully, the anime also gets dark.
Have they reached the end of the first book yet?
Do not believe so. No.
Okay, so there aren't bodies everywhere. Okay.
No, not yet, but it's coming up soon.
They're working towards it.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm waiting for it. So just start gonna see all the kids online going, no, not Sailor Moon.
God.
I know. I'm a big fan of Schadenfreude.
Go read the freaking manga, kids. You know it's coming.
Well, it's like everybody who watches like Game of Thrones and especially The Walking Dead. How the hell could that happen? Who could have saw that company? Who saw that coming? I don't know. People who actually read the comic books or the novels.
Yeah. Why didn't you invite me? I'm great at weddings. I read that tweet and I laughed my ass off.
You gotta love the guy. All right. Well, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Before you really start getting dark, so.
Dark? Us? Never.
Yeah, never know. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. As always, stay tuned for post-show, and you can catch us every single Sunday at 7 p.m. And I'm sure pretty soon we'll start talking about Christmas gifts and whatnot and stuff you can buy for others, and by others I mean yourself. So,
yeah, totally.
So that'll happen very soon. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. For From My Mother's Basement, I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And we will see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.